Um, yeah, so we're live. Welcome.
Yay.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks for
Hi.
thanks for joining us this evening for another wonderful session of the Holy Rollers. We'll start off this session doing as we usually do, and we will be rolling for prayer. So everyone is, you might notice everyone is holding up their own physical dice. We have decided that we're going to go physical.
No,
So yeah, I know everyone is so excited about it. So yeah, if you're
I don't
left
have any.
if you're left to
Ready
roll,
to
Oh
go?
wait.
Do like the YouTuber thing, like
that's right. Yeah.
I
You need me to-
had these.
You need to loan you some dice pops?
No, I have some.
He just
Oh
has to
my
find
gosh.
them.
I remembered.
What a knife.
I gotta figure
No.
out where.
What? No, it's not a knife.
That's not
Not
a
a
knife.
There
It's
ain't
a
a knife.
That's a knife.
Oh,
Guess what?
8.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
yay.
And I lost.
Yay.
I also rolled an 8.
Oh, let me roll
I
real quick.
rolled a.
Roll a 5.
Having everybody roll, or is it just the people who haven't done it this round?
And you know what? It doesn't matter tonight. Just everybody
Let's
feel
learn
free
to
to
roll
roll.
something.
I rolled a 10.
I rolled a 7.
Let's go with this D20.
What did I roll?
I rolled an 8.
13.
Nice.
I dropped a dice and I don't know where
Watch
it went.
Aaron lead us twice. And
Right.
Oh, I said I rolled an 8.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I rolled a 9, not a 6.
So I guess 13's the highest.
Is this really
Oh,
going to be our
Kyle.
night again? Is this going to be our night again?
No, the last time this happened, somebody died. We can't do this.
I was gonna say, remember what happened the last time? that
Cancel.
happened? Oh,
One more roll with
down
this dice
together.
low, and I'm going back to digital.
Right. Yeah.
Train your
Exactly.
dice. Just train your
Well-
dice.
Yep.
I guess that means me.
Yep. Go
All
for it.
right.
Precious Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this time that we get to spend with one another in this gathering to play this awesome game that you have developed in someone's mind, Lord. I continue to just ask that you watch over each one of us and guide us to your will and use us for your glory, Lord. And for those watching at home, may they enjoy our entertainment. In Christ Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 All right. So, let me get my little beanie situated here. Yeah. So, welcome. We'll just. I'll kind of run a recap real quick. So the group has finally left the island of Stormbreak. For some reason or another, the ship seems to be headed off in a northwestern line of travel bearing. Yeah, thank you. And the group has picked up a couple more folks. So we were introduced to Devlynn last week, who is for now the ship captain. Dashingly handsome, I think he called himself. With a
That's not quite what everybody else called him. But
right, exactly. And then Omiris also joined the group as a druid. So yeah, we will. So we'll pick it up there. The group is everybody over in Roll20 or just I only see a few folks.
I'm in roll 20.
I am not.
Sorry, I officially am joining now.
Okay.
Oh, are we
I
doing
had-
roll 20 and Discord and. Okay.
Yes.
Just more of a just as a reference to just some of the I guess land masses and kind of where you're currently at journey wise.
Okay.
So we're still on the ship, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you
On day
updated.
1 that we're on the ship, or are we on the second day?
By this point, you would be on the second day of your ship travel.
I hear music.
You've spent one night on the boat, and we'll say from there Let me transition over so folks can
Wait,
see.
so where are we?
So Stormbreak is here where I'm pinging.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
By now, I'd say you're probably underneath this cloud. So you're probably kind of middle of the ocean there, kind of within the archipelago system of the Dragonscale Islands. And again, kind of heading in a northwest. Let me little thing there. So you're probably heading this way. Probably to about that island there.
I'm assuming it's not really 35 feet away.
It's not really 35 feet away. No, it's
That'd be too convenient.
right. Exactly. It's probably a few day travel, considering that typically the wind would be blowing kind of east to west, or west to east rather. So you're kind of going against the wind with that. So a little bit slower. What usually would have taken about 8 hours with good winds is probably going to take closer to about 16. So you left the island kind of mid-afternoon. You've now spent the night on the boat, and we will pick up the next morning on the boat.
This is before Muriel and I have our conversation.
Yes.
And
Before
did I
you
have
have
time?
your conversation? Okay.
Yeah, it sounds.
Yeah,
Okay,
so the
but-
night before, Muriel and I would have had a conversation, and then she went and talked to everyone else about everything.
Right.
Also, how
Um,
do I mute the music? Because it's like really loud in my ears.
Go to settings.
No,
go to
that's
audio and
on-
video, you can turn it down.
Is it on?
Roll
I think
20
it might be
cent.
on. Oh, got it.
Yeah, on roll 20.
There we go.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now it's off.
Well, that's good because I couldn't hear it when it was on.
For my reference, also, sorry, Brendan, I have another question. Was Albus able to get one of his potions? Because it takes 8 hours to get potions. Was he able to get him and Muriel able to get one potion done yesterday?
I'll say since you had Muriel there, we'll say quote unquote helping. Yes, you were able to get one of them finished.
All right. So what I wanted to do, I'm going to wait until after everything else because now that I know what we're doing.
Okay. All right, hey, you guys take it away. It's on you now. My part's done.
Real quick. I will say, Brandon, the evening before everyone retired and that first night is probably when Devlynn would have taken care of those few things we spoke about.
Yeah.
And then in the next morning, Albus would have gotten straight back to work, and Muriel is helping him. I don't know if you want to do that right away, or but I know that our conversation to happen, we had to be working on pushing together. So I'll just say that I started first thing in the morning.
So just to let you know, I never got a chance to actually write this out on the reel that we were doing, which everybody wants to know. It's on the Discord channel and it's on Facebook group. But during that, where Muriel and Raja were having their conversation, it specifically says that Terrence was there and everything, and Terrence would have wholeheartedly agreed and been very willing to be the one to jump in the water.
Wonderful.
And I believe that's in athletics anyways, which is...
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Terrence should have no problem with that. Without armor. With armor, I'm not so sure.
It's kind of hoping you go in with armor, honestly. It'd be a lot more entertaining for me.
I'm sure it would.
Not for
So-
me. I'd have to be the one to fish him out at that point.
Right.
I could just see him go, release the Kraken!
So, do Muriel and Albus want to have their conversation first, or like I know Terrence wanted to have a talk at some point.
Yeah, I'll wait until after everything else.
Okay.
Why don't you guys do your lighthearted stuff before we go?
It's not so lighthearted.
Oh. Uh-oh.
You guys can
Okay.
do it anyway. Go ahead.
Are we going first, Terrence?
Well, so part of that is me going to Albus and trying to find out if it's possible to learn how to make this fishing rod that he made for you, that he and you made, because I want to fish. So Terrence will go to Albus and hey Albus, I know you're busy, but is there a chance that you could take some time? I'd like to go fishing with Mara and just sit and talk, but I don't have fishing stuff, and I'm not sure if I really should ask Devlynn for his personal fishing stuff since I really don't know exactly what I'm doing.
I would really like to help you, but I'm right in the middle of this potion. I don't know if I should stop.
Take over.
Say that again?
Oh,
I can take over the potion for a time if you need a moment.
Okay, yeah, no, that'd be good. I kind of need a break. It's been a long day already, so yeah.
As soon as you turn around, Muriel does a fist bump, just a fist pump. She's like, "Yes, I got him to take a break."
If anybody's looking around the ship, they may or may not see Raja on fishing on the side of the ship himself with his javelin. So he is literally throwing the javelin in the sea, and with his weapon bond feat, he is literally Thor in it, and recall, throw it, recall, throw it, recall, throw it.
Nice.
Terrence
But are
is a
you
little
catching
jealous,
anything?
but not really.
That's not what's
his version
important.
of
Yeah.
fishing.
What's important is we're eating fine tonight.
That's right.
Yeah.
So before Terrence gets back, can I roll to see if I already caught some fish or how big they are, that kind of thing?
Yeah, make a survival check.
Okay. So
Would that be the same if Raja? See how well Raja's fishing.
okay, I'm gonna switch back to online dice.
That bad, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, that was quick.
Wow.
Let's see, survival.
Literally, I rolled a
Not bad.
4 plus 2, 6.
Okay, so 6. Yeah, you maybe got a couple of nibbles, but you caught nothing.
That's upsetting.
You got a 13 on his fishing.
Yeah, we'll say at that
It's
point,
a little here and there.
Yeah, a few smaller fish that were dumb enough to come toward the surface to be speared.
Yep. I'm good with it.
I'll
It
have
is
to
practice.
We'll just say that Mara is a little distracted and not paying attention to her pole. We'll just say that.
Statistically, most sea life is at the surface. Something like, I think 80% of all oceanic life exists in the top 50 feet of ocean. Just thought.
Well, there you go.
But remember, we're in a fantasy setting. So
That's
that
right.
doesn't count.
Right, shoot, I forgot. Fake fish don't exist in the top 50 fake feet of fake ocean.
Exactly.
I
There
want to know
it
what
is.
Joffrey's
For the
doing.
big fish anyway.
He's driving the ship.
Way to break my immersion, Terrence.
help Terrence. Well, I'll lend him some of my string and some, a couple of my extra hooks and show him how to tie the hooks on to the string. I don't know. I guess we'll need to scrounge around for something that could work as a pole, maybe some extra lumber or
I have a quarterstaff.
a quarterstaff.
No, we don't. We sold it, remember?
My quarterstaff?
Oh, your quarterstaff, yeah. Sorry. No, I thought you meant the one in the bag of holding.
I use it more as a walking stick for those tough terrain areas, but I'm willing to lend it to you.
How nice. So, I am trying to, because my screen is split on one side. I'm trying to figure out my character sheet. Sorry.
I have to blow it back up and then shrink it back down.
Oh, I found it. Nope, I found it. Inventory. We have. I'm looking to see if there's anything in here. Nope. So I think maybe before we do anything, I'll ask Devlynn if there's anything on the ship that we can use as a pole for fishing. So. And I'm trying to be nice, so I'm asking him in a nice tone, trying to, because we've slept the night, and now I'm feeling like, okay.
Oh, that's what it takes for you to not be
Frankie.
cranky. Yeah.
Frankie.
Give the old man a nap, you won't be too cranky.
Sleep is an absolute, and the coffee in the morning doesn't hurt.
Exactly.
So I'll ask Devlynn. Devlynn, is there anything on board that we could use as a pole so I can fish?
Given my knowledge of the ship, would there be any spare poles of any kind aside from maybe a rowboat or?
More than likely there would be something down below deck. Actually, make an investigation check. Well, let's just see if you found anything.
For me?
For Devlynn.
Okay.
Just an 11.
Just an 11. Yeah, you with an 11, I'll say that you found just different lengths of wood. A few of them probably a little skinnier than others that you could probably tie something off to and make a fishing rod with, assuming that you had the cordage.
He didn't ask for the string, he just asked for the pole.
There you go.
I gave him some of my extra string.
Here you go.
And I thank Devlynn. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Don't let the fish bite you on the way out.
Try not to. And so I go up, share it with Albus to try to make this fishing pole. And then the first thing I'm going to ask Albus is, so how do you fish?
Fishing is the art of waiting.
It's kind of like, what's your name? But I already know that.
I start with a long monologue about fishing and some of the, everything I've read about fishing, and I just start spouting it out and going at it. And so
Terrence is patiently waiting to see if there's a way he can break in and ask him for the simple answer.
about 5 minutes, I take a breath in.
And I'm like, Albus, hold up. Can you just tell me simply how to fish? I don't know if I need all that information just yet. I may want to come back for it.
Simple answer: put the hook on the string, put the hook in the water, and bounce it up and down.
Okay, I can do that. And I thank him very, very much. And at this point, I'm assuming that probably an hour or so has went by, so that Albus gets a break.
Yeah.
And so
I'd also like to point out that Mara is sitting on the opposite side of wherever Raja is, like just throwing his random daggers and scaring off all the fish.
One javelin, thank you.
One javelin, sorry.
And I'm
Javelin
catching
going
fish,
bloomp,
thank you.
bloomp.
I'm catching fish, thank you.
All right.
What's the roll for it?
So from here, Terrence is going to go over to Mara and ask if he can sit next to her to fish.
Sure.
17.
Take a seat.
Actually, 19.
She'll pat the wood next to her. Take a seat.
Okay. So he sits down and he starts plopping the hook. And it's kind of like this. Because Albus told him to put the hook in and out of the water.
So got it. So Terrence is fly fishing. All right.
Terrence is fly fishing.
In the ocean.
Raja just pulled up a fish probably about 3 feet in length. So be like, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Mara's going to like gently like put her hand on Terrence's forearm and like slow him down. You're gonna scare off all the fish. And she continues to stare at her hook.
Question: would I be able to use locate animals and plants to tell Raja just where to fire?
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bet.
So, out of character. Welcome to tonight's stream where we learn how to fish.
Right. Yeah.
At this point, we've just created a new version of tactical fishing.
Yeah. Right.
It's
Yeah.
our game. We play it how we want.
Now, wait a minute. I have a good animal handling. Can I just handle the animals?
You have to catch them first.
Gosh.
Lord.
And what dice is that you have to roll to catch fish?
Survival.
Oh, it's a survival?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shoot.
Hey, Raja, what kind of fish you want? I just got to name what kind. Boom, you find it.
Yeah, Raja.
Away.
What kind of fish?
Yeah.
The big kind.
The
Big kind? Okay.
Big
Okay.
kind.
So I rolled a 12, just so you know.
Okay. So once Mara slows your arms down, and you actually fish like you're supposed to, probably within, I'd say, another 15-20 minutes, you feel the bite, you're able to get it in. I mean, it's a decent sized fish, nothing that you would mount on the wall, but it would make.
I don't know. It's Terrence's first fish.
That's
Might
fair.
make that thing.
That's a really good catch. Like,
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
pretty good
Terrence
for your first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good first time fishing, I guess.
Mhm.
So,
Right
Terrence,
over there, Raja. Throw it right over there.
Terrence looks over at Mara and says, "So, remember how you told me that not everything was dealt with violence? I've really been thinking about that a lot. Like, I can't get it off my mind.
Okay.
And it bothers me. Because I feel like everything I do is violent. I don't know another way. But I don't know. I just think that maybe going in and asking them if they'll give up first or something is a better thing. Do you think that's better? Or is there another way to do this? Something I'm missing?
I mean, I figured your god would not be super keen on you just running in and killing everybody.
Well,
Has he not told you anything about that?
Well, I've felt guilty in the past, but
Yeah.
not
that
really
sounds
a
like
direct,
fine.
not a direct line of communication. No, but just felt very strong that maybe I should talk to you about it.
So my general rule of thumb is if they're hostile towards me first, then I attack. But I'm also not like I'm a barbarian. Like but I mean, like sometimes just going in and talking to them is fine. I mean, we did go in and play poker and I just walked in and talked to them and they were completely fine, right?
Okay, so I guess from now on I'm gonna start by walking in and talking to them. Okay, that makes sense.
Muriel feels a disturbance of the force
That's
as her probability of living dramatically plummets.
And in the exact moment that Muriel feels that, as Raja rolled a nat 20 on his survival check for 15, you feel the ship rocking as the waves start to pull out, and the javelin comes up out of the water, and now Raja is holding this enormous fish as big as he is over his head, go like, "We're eating good tonight!"
That's so good
I think
fishing.
I need to roll to see if I managed to right the ship if you say that the ship rocked. Or you might be going overboard.
Oh no.
What would that be for
Well,
vehicle?
At the same time, I rolled a 21 on survival, so I brought up a pretty good.
oh my
side.
That would
gosh.
be-
Just think the ship, y'all.
I'm just gonna have you do survival for it as well, just because I don't have
For the
time.
ship?
Yeah, just because I don't have time nor the energy to look it up right now.
Fair enough.
Let's call it what it is,
He
folks.
does a 1.
Okay. Well, so dirty 20, you guys don't even notice the boat tipping.
Nice.
almost
There you go.
expertly. He gauges the amount of weight coming in. So
On both
you just see him
sides.
lifting up a ship. None of you feel a thing. Devlin
Nice.
manages to counter the weight in such a
But
way
we're
that
eating well.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
we'll eat
Treated
well,
very
but the ship doesn't rock.
Yeah.
Muriel has grabbed like all the beakers with her hands and somehow has got one with her feet. And it's just like, Raja,
Oh
come
no,
on.
you didn't need to do that. I write the ship right into such a way that nothing happened.
Oh, okay then, never mind.
So,
Now with the whole like going and talking to them thing first, like to be fair, for a good chunk of our battles lately, at least we've had at least half of the enemies leave. So like it only makes sense to be like, hey, if you don't want to die,
that's a good
That's-
thought.
yeah,
So another thing has been weighing on my mind
uh-huh,
about our conversation at the inn the other day, the
Yeah.
other evening.
Yeah.
So I knew your parents,
uh-huh.
and
Apparently you knew my sister, right?
yeah, and I'm still trying. I'm confused that you didn't know you had a sister. How could that be?
I don't know. I really don't.
I'm still conflicted in this, as I don't know. I want to go back and confront my parents and find out what's going on. So when we're done with all of this, maybe we should go back and find out what happened. See if we can figure it out. What do you think?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Like, if my sister's dead, I'm like, do I really want to know if I had, like, I don't know. Maybe I do want to know. This is all very new to me. I didn't know I had a sister, so like, I'm just a little. My mind's blown.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
odd because I didn't know that my half sister had a sister. That just makes me feel so weird.
They never mentioned anything to me, so I don't know.
Brandon, can I roll a insight to see if it clicks in my mind that my sister had a sister?
So you're gonna make a self insight check, which don't worry, I absolutely love. Yeah.
Can I also?
To see if this
Yes,
kinda
because
clicks.
so here, while you're doing that, here's what I picture. Anyone that hears this conversation and knows the previous conversation is just staring at you two like, duh.
I am 100% convinced that I had a sister and nothing else.
Right.
And I'm 100% convinced that I don't understand how her sister had a sister. It never told me and doesn't.
Wait, what did you roll?
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, okay.
What did
No,
you
I
roll?
rolled
Got a natural 1. I still don't get
Gosh,
it.
Dennis.
Oh my
I love this so much.
Come on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the dice just really tell the story sometimes.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, so
Hate for this.
so with those rolls, at this point, you two are oblivious that you're related. You are. That's how it works. But
No, I've got a sister named Maribel. I want to know like what her favorite color was. I want to know like if she looked like me. I want to know like all these things. She was my sister.
It's funny. She looked exactly like you.
Oh, so she might have been a twin. Oh my gosh.
So I'm letting her know. So the little girl I remember would have resembled you so much, and she liked pink too.
I mean, when you were telling me that, I was just like, man, maybe I had a twin. Cause I 8 years ago or 12 years ago, I was 8, like maybe it was a twin.
That would have been amazing. My
Yeah,
that is so cool.
I just
Would a
wish that
14
I would have
insight
known
even
her.
passively for Devlin with no context, just hearing this conversation, would a 14 be enough to start to go,
Yes.
these fools.
Yes, it would.
Even Devlin's figured it out.
Wait, hold on. No.
So,
Come on, Omaris.
I just got a dirty 20.
The entire ship.
Even he's over here
knows.
like, oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna
Everybody
do this.
except Mara
I'm
and
just gonna-
Clarence understand they're related.
Albus is not paying attention, so he might not know because he's just focused on the potions, right?
Oh,
He
that's
might
so
be
great.
oblivious, but that's just because he's
He's so
oblivious,
focused.
not because
Now that being said, like I'm absolutely not going to try and find my parents. Like they're literally awful people. They are dead to me. We can talk to yours if you want, but I refuse to even try and find mine.
And that's fine. But I would like to find out what happened.
Same. I want to figure out more about my sister.
I do too. And apparently you were related to her. That's so cool.
Who knows? Maybe
oh
you're
yes, I was
really
related
close
to my
at some
sister.
point.
We might have been.
Terrence's mind is blown that I might have been related to my sister.
Yes, yeah. Right, so
Nat 1.
yeah. So at this point, yeah, that conversation has ensued. A few more hours has passed, and I think we've got who's on deck with the next happenings.
I have something to ask Omaris, actually. Two
Yes, what
things. I'm going to pull him to the side somewhere somewhat private on a ship this size.
Good luck with
And
that.
I'm going to say, I left somebody on that island whom
Oh.
I needed to say something to. And it didn't even cross my mind before I got on this boat to do it. I was wondering if you had perhaps a way to send a message.
In fact, I do. I could say, ask one of the seagulls to deliver a message.
That would
Send
be
it flying
wonderful.
around somewhere.
I'm assuming it has to be short.
Yes.
Well, you're in luck because I counted out a 25-word message.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I iterate to the
You're
seagull.
tweeting.
Yes, I'm tweeting. I'm sending a first. Sorry's first tweet.
Shoot.
Frickin' I am Elon Musk. Gone on quest with my group. Don't follow. If I hear you have restarted your research, I will prevent it. Have a peaceful retirement. Goodbye.
Ominous much?
Very well.
In case you haven't noticed, that's Mariel's cup of
and
tea.
sent it out.
Thank you.
There you go.
Second order of business. I just release it like a dove into the atmosphere.
Aw.
I don't think you released like a dove. I think you
The
take
most elegant seagull.
Right, yeah.
I just hawk the seagull into the
Yeah,
Fly, my
so you
pretty.
just
Hey!
let it go and you hear mine.
Mine.
the pigeons again.
Those words don't count. Second order of business, Omaris.
Yes.
Our group is about to do something incredibly dangerous and not a little bit fraught. For parts of it, we are going to have. I cannot tell you more than that at this moment.
All
For
right.
parts of it, we are going to have our proverbial pants down.
Mhm.
We're going to be distracted.
I see.
What I could very much use is someone with a vested interest in keeping this boat afloat, looking to the horizon for danger.
Boy.
You're not involved in this. Shut up. What do you have? The ears of a
Does
freaking
Devlynn
hawk?
hear that?
Go right ahead. It's your sloop.
Right.
No.
Nope. Devlynn hears nothing on this boat at the moment.
He just starts saying that now out of habit.
That's fair.
He seems to just sense when there's like skullduggery going on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It would give me great relief to know that you were somewhere high up on this boat and watching. Not us, but watching for danger.
It would be my pleasure.
Thank you very much. I like you a lot more than Devlynn. And I just walk away. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm
He's turning it
kidding.
around.
Is she, though?
Boat around.
Is
She's
she?
over here like, I will turn this ship around.
So,
Oh,
nautical.
so beautiful.
So what's the water equivalent to turbulence?
Uh,
He just lifts the boat so I fall off. Just me. As an aside, Omaris, I believe as part of your spell, I would have had to specify what my master looked like. So I did that. And I
okay.
told you he was probably still on, or told the seagull, I should say. I spoke to the bird. He is probably still on that island.
Mhm.
You're giving Hermes the bird.
yeah.
I'm sending a tweet to Hermaeus.
Giving him the bird.
Giving him the bird. Yeah.
Giving him the bird.
After a decade of waiting, I
Wow.
finally get to give him the bird.
I'm just gonna go back to smoking my not so pleasant smelling smoke.
There
Oh,
you
I'll
go.
Just a
join you
sweet
and then
joke,
pull out
now
my
a
rose
bird
petals.
Yours is red.
Got
mine
all
is
the
green.
bird
There we
puns
go.
tonight.
Right?
Oh my gosh,
Is
what
there-
have I done?
Is there any other way? I mean, let's face it, probably not. All right. So the bird has now flown off. Conversations have been had. A few more hours have passed on the boat,
Are
and
we getting ready to do our deed?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing then that we all have our conversation, really,
Yeah.
you and me.
So I'm going to reiterate this kind of out of character for simplicity's sake, but we are going to trigger a blind rage in Mara with a spell called Major Illusion. And I'm going to conjure an image of the beholder that killed Better Duck on this boat. I'm not any more thrilled about this than you are. But if somebody's going to be in the doghouse after this, it's going to be me. Terrence, you are on water rescue duty.
So Terrence will remove his armor.
And Raja, you will be what takes the place of Beholder once the rage has begun. And you are to keep it going to the best of your ability. That does not necessarily require you to traumatize her further. It simply requires you to keep her attention, keep her hitting you. And if worse comes to worst,
I'll have Roger will have his shield out during this event, but sword will be sheathed.
wonderful. I would recommend we remove all weaponry from the deck, just for giggles.
And Terrence looks over at Raja. Do not hurt her. And just kind of walks away and stands near the thing in case.
Roger mutters under his breath, "No promises, friend."
Terrence, you might also, as you will and whim, dole out dole out some healing to our rage sponge.
Right.
Rage sponge.
Rage sponge.
Which will require me, I guess, being close enough that I can lay hands on her.
Or cast a cure wounds. Like you'll have to dart in and out.
Yeah.
I would recommend you not engage with her in this. Let her stay focused on one person so we can minimize the damage.
Exactly.
That's basically the gist of it. But the part that gets a little disconcerting is when she is in this blind rage and she is engaged with Raja, I will be taking a deep dive into her mind to try to understand the nature of this lost control. And I have no idea what I will find. I have no idea what I will see. But my goal, if possible, is to reinstate her control permanently. I am not confident I am capable of doing this. but she asked to try. And as we all know, if our sweet Mara asks us for something, we are hardly going to say no.
What could possibly go wrong?
That's up to you, DM.
Don't
you and
put
the
in
dice.
holes in my ship.
We've
Thank
already
you.
been over this, Devlynn.
And I'll keep saying it.
The holes will be kept to a minimum.
Thank you.
Albus, Mara greatly trusts you and values your friendship deeply. I would ask that you, when she comes out of this, one way or another, that you are there for her, and that you will have been the person who's not involved. I think it will be easier for her to find comfort in you than any of us. So I would ask that you prepare a space that's somewhat private, that she can recover with some degree of convalescence, and you be there with her as she does so.
Make sure her kimono stays clean too.
Yes. Most important.
Yeah, don't make her mad and mess up her kimono.
Oh yeah.
That would be so bad.
Quick question for Mara is, what color is your kimono?
Yeah, did you roll?
Yes, it is currently red. I wasn't sure if we had taken another long rest since then.
Ooh,
Nice.
that opens up a couple options.
Gosh.
Yeah, so I'm
Get
fire resistant
excited
right now,
about this.
just so you know. Oh, he's really excited because I have on more than one occasion hit him.
I thought it was kind of poetic that he was the one who would like take on the brunt of this damage and maybe deal some himself, given that you did rage hit him, kill stealing.
I assume Omaris is aware of what's about to happen.
I filled you in, but
At this point, everybody is.
Your
Like to
roll
ask-
stays the same, except Mara. Technically speaking,
I'd like to ask
Mara.
Raja if you'd like some bark skin.
Some what?
It would raise your AC up. Bark skin.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Oh, while you guys are setting it up, I will actually have ask Mara if she will help me move some boxes and stack them up, since I can't do that. So we can kind of create a little space surrounded by boxes. She doesn't know, but that'll be her cooldown spot. But for right now, I'm just asking her to help me move boxes and stuff.
Oh,
Sure.
It's Mara's safe space. I love it.
Yes.
Bunch of
Literally
boxes.
created a safe space for Mara.
Yes.
You've literally turned me into a cat. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'll
Exactly.
do that while you guys. So when you give me the signal that you guys are gonna like set it up, and get in positions, I'll take her down. That's how I'll distract her while you guys are getting ready.
All right, you receive the nod, and
Mara,
Is it-
I had an idea about just kind of making a spot downstairs just for privacy's sake. Just a spot where we can go and act. I was wondering if you would help me move some boxes, because I'm not so great at that kind of stuff.
before you go, Albus, I'm still trying to recall this particular stage of the potions. I don't suppose you could play me one of those fine fiddle tunes of yours so I may remember more clearly.
Yeah, of course.
Just a short little ditty.
Okay. And I'll pull out my violin and play a short little ditty real fast. Real fast.
Okay. Out of character, I'm asking for inspiration because
Got it. It's okay. Sorry, I took
just to be clear, to put a fine point on it, Albus.
All right. Yeah. So I will do it, and I'll do one that definitely conjures up some your feelings of bravery and courage, and also a little bit of recklessness.
Sounds like a heady cocktail.
Yeah.
I receive it with gratitude, and I continue to work on the potion until you are out of sight.
All right. So
Yeah, Mara was before that point. I'm gonna say probably swabbing the poop deck. So she looks over at Albus and says, "Sure, why not?" And she starts like walking downstairs, like
Oh, it's so great. All right,
We
so
lose.
so yeah,
and
so
she starts
so
like
we
barbarian moving the boxes.
so
Yes.
we will say that Muriel, you got your inspiration. How strong is your inspiration, Albus?
So my inspiration, hold on, is
They're D8s, right?
a
You're a
1d6.
D8.
It's a d6.
D6.
Oh,
Every little bit helps. As soon as they're out of sight, I stand up and swipe my far too sweaty palms down my robe, and I nod to Terrence for him to start doffing his armor, and I nod to Raja. Go ahead.
Terrence starts removing his armor piece by piece, putting it in places where it won't be in the way, but he does keep his shield with him, which he can discard quickly if he has to jump over.
Oh,
Just
how
in
I
case
wish.
he has to jump in to do anything.
Raja leans over to Muriel. So, let me make sure I understand this, but I'm going to look like the beholder in Mara's eyes, correct?
I'm going to put the illusion over you long enough for her to be triggered by it, and then I will be required to drop the illusion in order to perform the head dive.
Okay, because I got a couple lines I don't want to use, but if
I would
I have
recommend
to
you
keep
not.
if I have to keep her attention, I'll use them, but I don't really want to.
As part of this illusion, I am capable of recreating the creature's voice. Leave it to me.
Okay.
You just be there to make it feel solid.
Fair enough. I can do that.
Remember, she's going to recall, if I do this correctly, what has happened to her. And if you care about maintaining friendship with her, you would probably not want to increase your stake, so it were, as it were, with. Don't say things you're going to regret.
Oh, no, nothing that drastic. Just little pricks, more or less, is what I had planned, but nothing too drastic.
A prick on a raw nerve feels like a blade. Just be careful.
All right.
I think you wanted me to do this part of the job.
Well, Devlynn, I would really appreciate if you kept this boat going in the right direction. I
Poor
mean, I know that's,
Devlynn.
no, not poor Devlin. You should have seen the conversation I had with Devlin earlier, because he was going to be Raja in a way, and it was.
I was the original pick for the Raja.
It wasn't going to be pretty. So I crack my knuckles, crack my neck, and I cast a spell I've never cast before, Major Illusion. And a 20-ish foot from tentacle to tentacle beholder springs to uncanny resemblance on the deck. It looks, it smells, and it seems visually, and it sounds audibly exactly like the beholder that we encountered in those caves. It is not a little disconcerting to all who are present for that.
Do we need to roll anything?
You know that it's fake because I told you it was. If you want to roll I think it's a wisdom check to perceive it for yourself, you may. Sorry, it's an intelligence investigation check.
Oh, I was just thinking of the trauma of remembering. Is it bringing back such sudden memories that are so close? For
Brandon?
all of us. Wasn't sure how that would work.
I don't know. Give me a second. There's not exactly one for help. I'm triggered. So.
Are you sure that's not a skill?
Yeah. So give me a minute.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Jesse, if you're trying to talk, you're muted.
I was just going to say that I know that that has been done as a wisdom check before. Or wisdom.
Okay.
Oh, being triggered.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Everyone?
Yeah,
Not me. I know it's mine.
right. Yeah, except you.
I did a 13.
Okay.
Well, Mara wouldn't have any point at this point. Haven't any idea at this point, right?
18.
You're not there yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Not bad.
Well, Raja's good
18.
in nat 20.
There you go.
Nice. You're scarcely frightened by the same foe twice.
Right.
Apparently.
All right. I swipe my hands down my robes again because Muriel is just as sweaty as I am right now. Like, I wish you guys could feel like the dampness happening right now because reasons.
I'm pretty happy not being able to.
Yeah, I agree
Right?
completely
Fair.
with that statement.
Entirely fair.
Yeah.
Way to make me feel self-conscious, Dennis. All right, I stomp on the deck 3 times as a prearranged signal with Albus.
You know what? For flair. Oh no! Is that a beholder on my deck? What did you do?
Delvin, I didn't ask you to help with this.
I look over at Albus. I'm just like, what is going on? Do you hear that?
Dude, I don't know.
16
The others might need
performance.
our help. We could go.
Or would it be deception?
That would technically be a deception check.
Oh, that's even better. That's a 24.
Mara is completely convinced. So she runs up the stairs as fast as her little legs will take her, and she'll like pop up and she'll look around and she sees what I assume is the beholder, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. And she's gonna take one look at it. She's gonna be like, How is this thing back? What is going on?
So before you do anything else, make an perception check.
Perception.
Let's make sure that this actually works.
I rolled a nat 20.
Are you shitting?
She's not buying it.
What
Albus-
is this, y'all?
Are you present? Can you bend luck?
I was
Not
really.
for my
Should I roll with disadvantage since I don't know?
No.
Devlin did help. It's technically according to the spell, and I'm going to be a stickler about it. It's an intelligence investigation check. It says so in the spell.
Intelligence investigation. Okay.
Okay. I will try that again then.
Still rolled a nat 20.
Just to be fair, there is no difference between a wisdom perception, wisdom investigation, or a wisdom insight. They're all a wisdom modifier.
Okay.
So do I need to try again or no?
With the nat 20, no.
Okay.
I get it.
I was just going to say, seeing that Mara's not buying this, Raja's kind of just going to look at her and be like, "You were helpless."
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Make an intimidation check.
Okay.
You better roll high.
Watch to be in that one.
How about 14 plus 6 for a dirty 20?
All right. Yeah. So, Mar, when he says that to you, the facade of the beholder doesn't faze you whatsoever. But looking at the beholder and then hearing its words saying you were what? Worthless, useless, helpless, whatever.
There's a difference between helpless and worthless.
There's a slight difference. Yeah, it's starting to settle in a little bit. I would say at that point, and Muriel, it's completely up to you if you want to keep the concentration up, but at this point, I don't think the beholder's doing anything.
This is either going to not work, going to be sad, or it's going to work and be even sadder. I will.
Raja's
Go ahead.
Raja's kind of signaling to Muriel, like, keep the pressure up. Come on.
I will cantrip minor illusion a pile of ash on the deck.
Oh my.
Oh,
We get one shot at this, guys.
Do I need to roll again then, or?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and
Okay.
make a investigation check.
disadvantage?
Are you kidding?
Oh my gosh.
Here, let me roll with my real dice. I don't roll well with that.
Wait, what did she roll like a nat 20?
No,
I
a
rolled
dirty
a
20.
a dirty 20.
A dirty 20?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Disadvantage?
drive to where you live.
Mara's got like tears in her eyes. She's just like, "Why are you guys doing this to me?"
Don't do this.
And she like runs back downstairs to her little box corner, and she's like,
Alright, so
Well, we tried.
That could have gone better.
You think?
So
Just wanna
Mara has
walk.
now Mara has retreated downstairs. She's in her cat playground, if you will.
"Yes."
The illusions have been sent away. Not effective in the ways that you were hoping. And
So Terrence is unarmed and at this point unencumbered, so he runs after her to comfort her because at this point he's kind of upset that they did this to her, and he was a part of it. So
Mariel, you weren't a part of it. Mariel takes a seat in the front of the boat with her face just fully in the ice cold wind of the ocean and just sits there
I was
disappointed in
running
her.
up the stairs, so she ran up. I was following, came up the stairs, and then she's running back down. So I'm looking back and forth, like, what? Oh, okay. Pop my head up and look around to see and go, oh, everybody looks responded. That's not a
alright, so at this point, Devlynn, make one more survival check.
Survival 21.
Okay. So cresting over the horizon, you just see this tiny dot finally start forming on the horizon.
Ship based? Land based?
Yeah, it was a 21. You can tell with your many years of experience at sea that it is one of the islands.
In his head? At our spot?
Yes.
Good. Good news, friends! Land sighted! Say 6 hours out!
Mariel does not reply from the front of the boat.
Terrence is still following Mara, trying to catch up to her.
It's not that big of a boat.
I figured.
He's also not that big of a person, so you can probably run after
Put it this
her.
way. Terrence is down there at her side right now.
Okay. Alright.
follow, but when I see Terrence is there, I'll just kind of stop and stay back. I'll be listening, but not engaged.
Intruding.
Terrence puts his hands on Mara and stops her and says, Mara, we're sorry.
She tenses and she tries to slap your hand away and she says, "Do not touch me." And she just like sits in her corner, like just sits there.
And Terrence is sitting there thinking to himself, how are we going to stop this one? Terrence sits down next to her and tells her, you know, we love you. We weren't trying to hurt you.
Uh-huh.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, I can do this.
And Mara, make an insight check.
I did a 15.
20.
What?
I'm really hitting it with these 20s, y'all.
Apparently.
At this point,
I don't believe him, it sounds like.
yeah, no, you don't.
Terrence, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but can you please just go away?
Terrence is thinking right now that what we couldn't do with an illusion, he's wondering if he can do now, just by being there, not leaving. What would
I mean, possibly.
It's risky.
DM, what say you?
Oh boy.
I'm thinking to myself, okay. I turn to Albus, get Muriel.
I'm going to cast message Muriel and just pull out a wire and just. I'm not moving, but I'm gonna point up to where the top deck and go, "Hey, Muriel, you might want to come down here just in case."
Why?
They reply,
To fail yet again? But I get up anyway.
Oh.
I get up anyway, and I sullenly walk towards the door to the boat below.
All right.
I need to brush up on nautical terms.
So, DM, I am going to assume that with the conversation we had with Muriel, Terrence has a full understanding of what we were trying to do.
Yep.
And knowing full well that it didn't work, he sees a new opportunity to be the punching bag. Because he's the one that's right there. And so at this point, he's hoping that Muriel catches on quickly. Because he doesn't really want to get hurt.
All right.
Rage isn't going to stop just because I'm there.
No.
Roger is still just sitting on the deck, by the way.
Yeah, so at this point, the only four people downstairs, we've got Albus, Mara, Muriel, and Terrence.
Unarmored.
Unarmored
And-
Terrence at this point.
But Terrence also still has his dragon wings, so if it gets too bad. And he can lay hands on himself and cure wounds, so he is going to do a Mara, what we did was for your own good, and I don't regret doing
Excuse
it.
me?
And I'm hoping to do an intimidation check
All right.
on this one.
Yeah, make an intimidation check.
I don't know if I intimidated her or if I got a 2 plus 2 is 4. Like a squeaky little.
I would say with that, like, the only way this, Mara, make an insight check, and the only way this works is if you roll a natural 1. Or at least his intimidation, anyway.
Did 7 plus 6.
So a 13. All right. So yeah, you don't buy the intimidation. But the words are a little stinging, if you will. So you don't necessarily buy like the.
He's annoyed beyond belief.
Right.
What about trying to bring up the beholder and the ashes of our friend was good for me?
I arrive on the scene at this moment and wince and say, no, don't hold Terrence accountable. Both of those were my ideas.
And I look at her and I go, well, how else do we help you? I mean, it seems like you just want to fight. I'm really trying to.
Do you want to fight Terrence?
Maybe I do.
At this moment, I will hex her.
Okay.
Put Betty Holes in the bottom of the ship. Thank you.
The exact thing we didn't want to happen is happening.
All right. So,
What does hexing do?
I will give you disadvantage on certain checks, on one particular check, and then this check is going to be. What do you think, guys? Wisdom?
Sure.
Wisdom it is.
Probably strength.
This is going to be so much fun.
I can only pick. Well, I can twin spell it.
So I am going to have. Actually, how am I going to do this? Give me just a second.
Yeah, sorry, Brandon. This has been a cluster from start to finish.
We weren't expecting Mara to literally roll 20s the entire night.
That's fair.
That is the definition of D&D. You plan something, and then it all just goes the opposite direction.
Yep,
We planned this for a week, and I had genuine anxiety over it. And you just said, no thanks.
All right.
And I just
said no
let's go for a
thanks.
punching bag.
All right. So at this point, Mara, I picture your face just being almost beet red, tears starting to stream down your eyes, and I want Terrence, Mara, Albus, and Muriel to roll for initiative.
Oh no! I get advantage on that.
I rolled an 18.
I rolled a nat 20.
Rachel, switch dice right now.
All I can say is I'm hurting. I can see it now.
You need to mail you some
Rolling
dice.
11.
11? All right.
Terrence, you don't have a shield or anything right now. You realize that, right?
You
No.
are buck
What
naked.
would my AC be without all that?
Your AC,
Nine?
your AC is 12 with nothing.
Yeah, and I wish he was the one I did
Okay.
the bark skin on.
I think I need to go to my inventory and
I've already taken your stuff off.
How's it 12? I thought base was 10.
Because he's got +2 with something. I'm assuming Constitution.
yeah.
Oh.
There we go. I'm at 12, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So, I guess at this point, am I to basically assume that Terrence is like trying to make Mara feel better technically, and it's literally just pissing her off more? So this would be the point where she would go into rage.
That's so 1 probably as the pigeon. 2, that's completely up to you.
Okay, so I think. Just for story's sake, yeah, I think that would enrage her. But question, I know you said to get rid of all the weapons off the top of the deck, but did you ever try and get Mara's weapons off of her?
No, didn't. But
Nope.
do you run around on this boat with your warhammer on? That's up to you to decide.
I mean, it's
I mean,
Mara.
I was going to say, I don't think she would take it off.
Okay.
So she's got a. I'm just letting you all know.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
I have a plus. I have
Yeah.
a +8 to hit y'all. So just like, I'm sorry.
gonna
For an
be
improvised
fun.
shield
Don't
there,
worry.
All I can
Terrence.
say is, Muriel, you better make this one work.
I'm gonna do my best.
All right,
On
so
the bright side, I could save whoever falls out of the boat if anyone does.
right, there you go. All right,
you.
so
We're
Mara,
supposed to be scanning the horizon.
so Mara,
I
you're
can leap
up.
from there into the water.
Okay, so for story's sake, we're going to say that Mara is now in blind rage, and she is angry at Terrence specifically, so she's going to try and hit Terrence.
Go for it.
With what?
Her vicious warhammer.
With
Okay.
a 23.
That hits.
Well then, yeah. There's no sense in
And-
me even trying to.
So Terrence, you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
She
Okay.
shatters your frickin' funny bone.
So
With her
yeah,
first
so
swing.
first swing she just comes across, catching you pretty squarely in the center of your chest. It stings.
That's gonna hurt.
All right,
And
Mara, what else you
she'll-
want to do?
Oh, she's going to swing again, just like she would anybody else.
All right, go for it.
Or a nat 20.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
I need you to switch
Oh,
dice. I'm
I
dead
think
serious.
Oh, felt
Okay,
that.
I'm switching. I'm sorry.
No, keep
Why?
it going. Keep it going.
All right,
Why? That's the one time I roll
That's
well.
trauma. Don't worry.
go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll damage.
Holy shoot. So 17 damage.
Question, How
No.
much noise is this making?
Don't
Like, can
worry,
it
I'm
be
going to
heard
get
up
to
on-
you.
So.
Huh?
I'm going to get to you, Raja.
28.
Raj, I'm pretty sure at that nat 20, you just hear a very loud, sickening crunch.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So with this swing, Terrence, you're able to see her, so she doesn't come down directly on top of your head. She does kind of catch you to a point that it's pretty center mass, and it pushes you down to the floor. Kind of cracking the bottom of the boat a little bit. So Terrence,
No.
you take well, 4, 10, 16. You take 27 points of bludgeoning.
Oh,
Okay.
Terrence is over here like, that's fine.
Is any of my just out of
Merely a flesh
curiosity,
wound.
do my lay on of hands or cure wounds are those things that I have to wait for my turn?
Yes, neither of them are a reaction.
Okay.
Merely a flesh wound.
All right.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Just what a flesh wound.
Yes, unarmored. He is now missing an arm.
Yeah, right.
Fight.
At this
Oh,
point,
Fight me
Kyle.
like a man.
Terrence is on. He's kind of like indented into the bottom of the boat. Like, I'm fairly positive if he moves, water's gonna start coming in.
Delvin is not going to be happy.
please don't say that, Devlynn.
Great.
So,
It's okay. Someone I know owes me.
that's right.
Uh-oh.
So Muriel, you're up.
This could not have gone any more pear-shaped and southern if I had written it. I am going to pull out the scroll of slow that we created,
Okay.
and I'm going to. I want to know before I cast it. If I'm to detect thoughts on her as per our plan, it's concentration. Our scroll's concentration.
No.
Then I cast slow on Mara
Which
and relegate her to 1 attack per round. Wisdom save.
What does that mean?
make a wisdom save.
It's cast using my ability,
Oh.
so the DC is 16, and I swear,
Oh, do I need to roll right now?
Yeah.
yes, please.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
It's disadvantage, right? Because you hexed her.
Yeah, it is with disadvantage on a whiz save because I hexed
I
you.
would assume I'd be at disadvantage anyway because I'm in rage.
So, I
Okay.
mean,
A 3.
Okay.
You are
and
slow.
a 5.
So there you go. So a 5 and a 7.
Finally, something goes right tonight.
Something goes right. All right. So So at this point, in Mara's blind rage, she feels lethargic. So yeah.
Like
So for the next,
like she's running through like peanut butter, just so like like the resistance of water all around her.
which could
Like
possibly
checking to
be
make
now
sure her
that all right.
kimono's not.
Yeah. And as the scroll disintegrates in my hands, and I watch that take hold, I say, Terrence, keep her busy as long as you can. And I will yell for Raja and hope that he hears me. And then I will quicken spell detect thoughts.
Okay.
Do I need to make a roll for that, or
So make a perception check while she's casting hers, and then what does she need to roll against your?
For detect thoughts,
yeah.
I'm gonna skip any of the shallow water stuff I do, and I'm gonna spear
that's
straight
funny.
into the center of her brain. Make a whiz save, Mara. Another one with a disadvantage because of hex.
Nat 20 on hearing her. So Raja's getting up, and essentially he's going to bolt.
I got a 12.
Hex is now dropped because they're both concentration.
Yep.
and I am now in Mara's mind.
Okay.
That's a scary place to be.
I know,
It is
especially
right
right
now. All right, so Raja, go ahead and roll your initiative. So, Mara, you feel a sudden, slight, almost tinge to your head, like someone is literally drilled a hole through the back of your head. And
I can imagine her like grabbing the back of her head and just like, ah!
yeah,
I do like Scarlet Witch, like finger crap to the back of your head,
Yeah.
and like,
Nat 20 on initiative. I
woo!
kid you guys not. Like, I just did
Wait. Time out. What's your initiative? Like
+3.
mine too. What do we do at that point?
since you rolled, so he'll be second in the turn order once it gets to him, but he's still far enough away that it's going to be at least one round of movement before you're actually able to get down to.
I'm gonna say I'm just dashing and yeah.
Yep.
I'm just dashing at the moment.
All right, so Muriel, you're in her brain.
What do I see?
What does she see, Mara?
I was hoping you knew.
I mean,
DM.
I can and I do. I just wanted to see if you had some ideas and thoughts on it before.
Your character.
Well, I guess if I'm thinking what you think I think you're thinking, is that she's got
I'm
like
done.
a little she's got like a little evil demon in her brain, basically. That's
like a
slowly
mini- like
yeah,
a mini Mara.
yeah, like that's slowly like just like taking up like and enveloping the rest of her brain kind of thing, like turning her into something evil, basically.
Great, she's a golem.
So,
Like this night could get any better.
so I picture in Mara's mind there's a slightly younger version of Mara.
Oh.
This one has almost a complete opposite of the current Mara. This one has black hair.
Oh, she's like the nobody.
That sits about shoulder length. A kimono of solid black.
Mm-hmm.
And as you make eye contact with her, kind of in your mind's eye,
Did she have like bright red eyes? That's be like the one thing that's
she
the same.
has bright red eyes. It's exactly where I was going with that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Great minds think alike.
Yes, yeah.
She's just belittling Mara.
Antagonizing.
Thanks, Chad.
There you stand in just this black, empty void with almost a shallow light so that you're able to see this character. A fog rolls and emanates over the ground. And you watch as various memories of Mara come screaming by long enough for you to barely see them and then they're gone. So you see for a brief second a goblin with his head exploded. You see two older people, you're not sure who they are, dropping Mara off and at what appears to be just a large building, we can get to that later, and taking off. You watch as this figure that's silhouetted in black suddenly becomes more enraged as something splatters up from the ground onto her kimono. You see glimpses of Betterduck smiling and laughing as he runs by, only to stop and be disintegrated into a pile of dust and vanish.
After the events of this particular endeavor, that even has an impact on me.
You see a laughing and sneering beholder completely dehumanizing Mora's character, telling her how worthless she is, only to fall on the ground and watches this black silhouetted Mora begins to smash and pummel until there's nothing left but a bloody pulp that quickly vanishes. And then you watch as a figure like Terrence comes along, only to have the figure in black begin to fight.
I'm gonna yell out to this dark Mara, and I'm gonna say, Mara, stop! You're hurting your friends. You're hurting yourself. Please remember who you are. Lion King, sorry.
Easy movie quote.
At this point, I think the Dark Mara would like kind of like turn around, kind of like slowly and evilly, and be like, "I wasn't expecting a visitor." And then she would like probably try to go at Muriel at that point too.
Okay, so
Be fun.
So I'm gonna have fun with this because now I'm running two simultaneous combats. One,
Ooh,
there's
battle of the
now
mind
yes.
and physical. I like it.
yes, yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do
Meanwhile,
for
Jeff
this.
wants to-
Because now I have to make. Give me a second. Let me find a pin. There we go. All right. So Mara and Muriel, I'm gonna have you roll initiative again. This is for side fight.
Side fight number 1. I rolled a 20.
Of course you did.
Of course you did.
My word. I am so glad I've got high AC.
Do you want to know the statistical probability of you rolling this many 20s? Because I can
Very
calculate
low.
it for
Like
you.
very low. Like
Right.
very low.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
I can
So
do that math.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's only a 5% for one natural 20 to begin with. We've rolled so
Hold
many
on.
20s between this group.
Time out. Most of them have been dirty.
they have.
Thank
yeah,
you.
most of them
Yeah.
have been dirty 20s. All right. So
Sure.
let's see. How do I want to do this?
Not yet, it isn't.
Not yet. Could be close. All right, so Mara. Yeah. All right. So Dark Mara makes her first attack.
Okay, so she's gonna do that weird like head tilt tick thing,
Oh, Jesus.
and she's gonna like just slowly walk toward Muriel, like doing that, and she's just gonna start swinging.
Okay.
Basically.
Yep. Go for it.
20.
Oh my god.
A dirty 20.
I will shield.
Okay. All right. So
Does that mean I missed?
It means you missed.
it means you miss.
Good.
And my
Okay.
AC is now 23.
Okay.
And that's
She's gonna
just
swing?
for that attack, right?
Oh, it's for the end until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Well, she
Well,
did a
I've-
25, so she still got
Sorry,
you.
start of my next turn.
Yeah.
That's okay. As long as I can mitigate some of the damage. I'm not expecting to come out of this hole
Yeah. Right.
She only did
in
5
any way.
damage.
In any way, shape, or form.
5. So 7 points of bludgeoning damage because I figured Dark Mara is always raging. Like
Yeah,
it's a
she's
permanent.
she's
rage.
never not raging. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
The little Hulk in your head.
She's
Okay.
like the reason for the blind rage in the first place. So
So, Muriel, you're up, but not in the
Not in
mine,
real-
not in the mine fight, in the real fight.
Would I even be cognizant of what's happening
I,
outside of the mind fight?
I would probably say at this point, probably not.
Okay.
Because of the concentration that you have to have, especially right now.
Yeah. My thoughts exactly.
I will
If you wanna stay in
say,
there.
I will say,
Unintended.
since she did damage, go ahead and make a wisdom roll.
Wisdom save or just a roll?
Yeah, make a wisdom save. And at this point, I just need you to beat a 5. And you didn't.
I didn't. It's a 2.
Wow.
I'm going to use inspiration.
Go for it.
Hang on, I got to find it. It's a D6. I'm going to roll. That's a 6.
All right, so
Yay!
Total, I should say.
literally just enough to keep your mind concentrated so that you can stay in her mind.
Maybe you should switch dice,
Wow.
Stephanie.
Okay, so that's the end
I know.
of real life Mara. So, not Mara, Muriel. So, Muriel of the mind. That's fun to say. It's that Muriel's turn.
All right. So this is a dynamic I've not encountered before. Can I cast spells in here that are concentration as well?
Yes, yeah,
Okay, so I am fully Muriel in both locations.
Whoa.
yes.
Wow.
Well, that's the power of an aberrant mind, baby.
Is that a dual personality?
Basically.
This is
Yeah.
going to hurt. Yeah, this is going to have a mark on me. I'm certain of it. I could play footsie with you for a while and really enjoy that for narrative purpose. But honestly, I think the smartest
Terrence might
thing to
not
do.
like it.
No, I think the smartest thing to do is to calm emotions. You in the core of your being. I'm going to cast calm emotions.
All right, what does she need to do?
It's a charisma save of 16.
All right, so Mara, make your charisma save. A 10.
A 10.
You are calmed, or are you?
So, Dark, I would say that Dark Mara isn't calm, but she's a little less angry than she was.
Okay. But is there any positive repercussion to me using that spell at all?
You notice that as she calms down, part of the kimono changes from black to red.
I tilt my head and kind of give a little smile, and I realize that we can do this. We can do this. I can do this. I will quicken spell and do it again.
Okay. Mara, make a charisma save.
20.
Okay.
This one does nothing.
Okay. That's fine.
All right. Albus, you're up in the real world.
Seeing Terrence hurt, I'm going to pull out my medical kit and I'm going to run up to him and shout at Mara, Mara, you're really hurting him. What are you doing? Stop. Kneel down to Terrence and like pressing the compress against it. ED, man, she weren't here. Then there will be a wild surge, and my magic will like. As I'm panicking, there'll be a surge in my magic, and her runes level 3 will be cast on Terrence.
Okay. And then I want you to make I want you to make 2d20 rolls.
Oh, if you turn into a potted plant.
All right, so first of all, Terrence, you get 11. Nope, that's 11, 16, 24 points of healing. And then first D20 was 11, second was an 8.
Okay. All right. So we are good there. Okay. And I'm assuming that's your turn.
I am going to bonus action inspire Muriel again just by going, Muriel, you better hurry.
That's inspiring, all right.
All right.
Okay, so question. I think because it's Albus, I think that would have at least attempted to like hit at Mara a little bit. Like, should I roll something to like see?
Yes. Okay. So I will have Albus roll a persuasion check, and then you make a perception check.
If I'm helping from within, can I lend the help action?
I would say since you're concentrating on the outside, no.
Fair enough.
Would I roll at disadvantage?
No, it
Still?
would be just a
No.
straight roll.
Okay. I rolled a 7.
Okay.
Thank God it's not another 20.
I know.
Yeah, really though.
I rolled an 11.
Okay. So suddenly, kind of within this battlefield of the mind, you see this image of Albus almost just come across the top of the battlefield, almost like you're in a dome. You two are
Like a
basically
projection.
yes, you two are basically like in a snow globe at this point. So you just watch as Albus floats over the top, and you hear his voice yelling at Mara. And suddenly the kimono, I would probably say, so at this point, from about the knee down, it's that gorgeous red with the leaves. At this point, it's come up to about her waist, and so she basically has a full length dress, if you will, of this red, with the top still being this just solid black. Okay, so with that, it is Dark Mara's turn again. So
Wow.
Go
Do I
for
not
it.
get any turns?
You will eventually. Actually, you're after this one. I'm basically having
sorry,
to
I
stack
misunderstood
in
where I
two.
Okay.
Worry, this is confusing for us all, Dennis.
Yeah. I'm a little confused too. So
As long as I can keep up with it, I think we're good.
Yes,
Okay.
you're the only one that matters,
Yeah.
Brandon.
Yep.
So I think at this point, since she's like halfway there, I think she would have been a little distracted by the Albus thing, like floating around at the
Okay.
top of the dome. But I still think that she would like try and get at the person who's trying to destroy her, basically.
Okay.
And that would be Muriel. So
Wait, mind
Uh,
Muriel or real life Muriel?
Mind Muriel.
No,
Okay,
it's
that's fine.
it's Dark Mara, so
Okay,
20,
making sure.
22.
I believe a 22 would hit since
I shield again.
Okay.
Okay, so no. And then she would swing again. And she would
I thought
definitely
you only
not
had
hit
one,
that time.
one thing because you were slowed.
All right. So
Oh, that's true.
She's
That's true.
Dark Mara
Sorry.
is not slowed. Real life Mara is
Oh,
slowed.
that's right. Okay.
So
Why
at
can't you roll like this during our other battles?
Right?
Yeah.
For real.
I know.
so
Yeah, really.
so she misses twice, but she hits your shield twice. And Dartmoor hits with such a force that you actually see that your shield, this barrier that's around you, actually shatters down the side, just big enough for her hammer to get in, but it doesn't hit you.
Oh,
And
trying to get rather close, aren't we, darling?
right. All right. So now
Don't
it
worry, I want to get
is,
closer.
Terrence,
Tilt her
you're
head
up.
like
All right. So the first thing Terrence is going to do is he tells Albus, "Get back and stay back, unless I'm dead."
Yeah. And sorry, that's just yeah.
And the very first thing he does is he does the lay on of hands, and I gotta do this kind of slow. Sorry, I gotta go through it. But the lay on of hands, he does. He's at. Wait a minute, this didn't do. Oh, I forgot to apply. There we go. Okay, he's got to do 14 points of healing
Okay.
on that. Brings him up all the way to full power again. So he stands up and he kind of cracks his neck and looks at Mara. So he does that, and before I forget, let me make sure I take that out. Okay, and then he... where's my spells? I had this all figured out. He then casts Shield of Faith on himself to add 2 more AC,
Okay.
bringing him up to 14.
Nice.
And then he casts 3rd level aid, which adds on himself and increases his hit points up 10 more hit points.
Okay, so temporarily up to 77.
Temporarily.
Got it.
Yes. And temp is 9, 10.
And then Mind Muriel is on deck. So if you want to figure out what you're doing.
Before he looks over at Muriel, cracks his neck again, and he says, "Is that really the best you've got? Because I can do this all night." Because he doesn't know that anything is changing anywhere, so he's thinking he's got to keep this up.
Okay, so you're intimidating Mara.
Again.
Okay,
Yeah.
so make an intimidation check, and Mara make a perception check.
I did an 20.
I did a 9.
Okay, alright. So at this point, you slowly see a little bit of that red go back to the black. And just this rage.
Oh no!
Like Dark Mara, like, just bears down and screams, and you watch as the fog just shoots out to the side of the room. I'm assuming that's your turn?
That was my turn. Yeah.
Okay, so Mind Muriel is up, and then Real Mara.
Okay.
So,
Mind Muriel is going to cast Calm Emotions again.
okay.
And here's the thing. Here's my thought process on this. I could absolutely be wailing on her with damage spells, but I'm terrified of what that would do to her long term.
Mm-hmm.
This is her mind. If I damage her in here, I don't want to know what that's going to do to her long term. So I'm sticking purposefully and outside of my usual repertoire to non-violent, and hoping and praying that with all of us working in conjunction, we can get through to her. So I will cast Calm Emotions again. You are not hexed. It's a straight roll.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Rolls a
So what do I need to
10.
roll?
You're gonna roll a Wisdom save.
A wisdom save. Okay. I rolled an 18.
I will use 3 sorcery points to impose disadvantage,
Okay.
Okay.
and that's all the juice I got on that. I think. No, I'm sorry. I have one more.
Okay, and then that time I rolled a 14.
All right. Calm Emotions sticks.
Okay. So
And I back it up with a Mara, this is not who you are. I expect better of my friend. The Mara I know would not hurt the people she loves. Have you not lost enough? Do you want to drive what little good you have in your life right now away from you? Do you want to kill people who love you most?
Muriel, you're the one that started this.
Well, you're not wrong there.
Kind of glad we can't tell what's going on in her mind.
You see Muriel just twitching every now and then.
Yeah.
A character,
like-
I am very much impressed and super creeped out by Dark.
Right, yeah, exactly. All right, so you watch as the kimono now to about mid chest now, kind of in this red.
I will bonus action channel my other 3rd level slot into more points.
Okay.
Which gives me back. I don't know the conversion rate. I think it's point for level.
Okay.
So I get 3 back.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Okay. All right. So real Mara now completely engulfed in a blind rage as Dark Mara fights Muriel in her brain. So at this point, I will say Mara is probably in a state of such a hallucination that Terrence is no longer Terrence, especially after the last intimidation. So, Mara, whatever in your mind you think Terrence looks like, that's what Terrence looks like to you right now.
Okay. I mean, probably at this point, he would look like the scariest thing she can think of, which would be that beholder. But at this point, do you surely she would have noticed Albus on top of him, right? Like trying to heal him.
Depends how enraged she is.
I would say since your state, yeah, you would have noticed Albus.
Okay. Because I think he would have made her hesitate a little bit because she doesn't want to hit him.
But Terrence he got up and pushed me behind him.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I got him out of the way.
Yeah, so not only does angry Mara see Albus, and it kind of calms her, but then she sees whatever this is, push Albus.
Oh no.
I'm going to be hurt.
He's still slowed.
Yeah, so I only get 1 hit, which is good. I rolled an 18.
Yeah, even with 14, unless you want to do something.
Nope. I'm going to use my wings, which adds a 4 bonus, which is 18. And yeah, I pulled the wings come out.
Meeting armor class still hits though, doesn't it?
Still hits.
It does still hit.
Yeah.
It looks so cool, so feel free to do it, because now I have it in my head, but she does still hit.
He just whacks at you.
So
for 11 damage.
Yeah, so Terrence, as she swings, you cover yourself in these gold wings that just shoot out from your back and wrap you, and there's just kind of a golden light that kind of fills the room momentarily. Hammer still hitting. And
For the briefest of moments, you look beautiful.
You do. It's
breathed in this gorgeous golden light. And then
majestic, if you will, and then smacked by a hammer.
Okay, so out of character, like when Dennis was like describing that Terrence was taking off his armor and stuff like that, like all I pictured was like him in tidy whities. So I'm just picturing these golden wings, him in tidy whities, and he's just like, ha ha ha.
There's this muscle bound big guy. He would at least have tights on.
He's a boxer briefs man. Come on.
He's a briefs.
Sorry.
He's a briefs guy.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. All right.
He has a special attack. It's bacon strips.
That's right. Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. So at this point, it is Dark Mara's turn.
Question?
Yeah. Yeah, you're next.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
I got
Both Mara
this. Stop
and Darth
questioning
Mara
me.
rolled really high.
He is the DM. I mean, I know it's been a minute since he's had an encounter this complex, but it's been a minute since he's,
I've got notepads and everything in here.
Oh my gosh, he's official.
Sorry,
guys.
we're human, and I mean your job is complicated. So,
all right. So I'm assuming that Mara's gonna make her attacks on Muriel.
She's the only thing in here to attack.
That's fair. Make it happen, Captain.
So, yep. An 11.
Does not hit.
Negative Ghost Rider.
And
pattern is full.
a 22.
I will shield for the final time.
All right. So, yeah, both. First one just completely missed. The second one just thuds off of the shield.
Shimmering energetic barrier, and
Yeah.
it just glides right off.
I'll say that with that second miss, a little bit more of the kimono turns red.
So are we like shoulder length at this point?
I'd say, yeah, we're about shoulder length at this point.
Okay.
And just for the visual, any hair that falls below the shoulder has now started to creep in kind of this pink color. So you've got this long black hair, almost with like frosted tips of pink now.
That's
Well,
hot.
she's got space buns, so her space buns are turning pink.
There you go.
Aww.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So now, Raja, you're up.
okay. So as Raja enters the room, pauses for a second to take in what's going on. He sees Mara standing over Terrence, says Terrence is practically defenseless. And he is essentially going to run at Mara and grab her warhammer and at the same time lift her up. Like he's still charging her pretty much to put her back against the wall. So kind of holding her up in midair. Both hands on the warhammer.
All right.
And-
would be what, a strength check or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, probably.
Oh, this big gold dragonborn that's got like a foot and a half on her is just like slamming her against a wall.
They're like a foot and a half and can probably lift her up and
Can
then some.
bench her. His
Well, she's
equipment
4
weighs
foot.
more than her.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
At
Exactly.
this point, she's probably 3 foot off the ground.
So I'm gonna say.
He's not hurting her, but like if she's holding on to her warhammer and he is too, she's hanging off the ground.
All right. So you're gonna make an athletics roll, and Mara, you were gonna make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Money.
I rolled a 12.
12, 8, dirty 20.
Okay. So yeah. So at this point, basically, I'm gonna consider it a grapple. So Raja, you're able to basically lift this tiny human by her hammer, with her strength being high enough that, I mean, she's like pull-up bar this thing. She's just like holding on.
Right. And he's gonna like look up at her, eye lock connection, and just scream at her, Mara, control your anger. It does not control you.
All right. Make a persuasion roll, and Mara make a insight roll.
18.
There's persuasion. Not my best roll, but. Ooh. Oh, that's a 2. 2 plus
my.
2, 4.
Okay.
I think the big burly ones are not going to be doing the heavy lifting
Yeah,
here.
Her space buns are no longer pink, and she's just like, your friends aren't helping you very much, are they?
Yeah, I'll
You
be
hear the
honest.
Dragonborn roar.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know why I threw in with this group. I'll be perfectly frank. I was just fine. Just fine.
Oh, this is so great. All right, so at this point, it is Mind Muriel is up, followed by Real Muriel, followed by Mind Mara.
All right.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Try to keep that, yeah, try to keep that going on in your heads
And
there,
that's
folks.
why we pay you the big bucks, Brandon.
Right?
Remind me to send that check.
Yeah.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah.
I will upcast Calm Emotions to a third level.
Okay.
It doesn't do anything to improve it, but it's the slot I've got. And
Too
I
bad we
will
don't have a cat on the boat.
I will go into my pocket. So in preparation this week for what I was going to do, I didn't know how bad this was going to get. So I wrote all of you individual letters in case something happened to Muriel. And I'm going to read Mara's aloud, and I know that that's more than what a free action entails. Dearest Mara, my sister I never knew I needed, how grateful I am to have met you. I am so grateful for your unmerited trust in me. I hope that even though this letter means I failed somehow, you will find it in your heart to forgive me for all that entailed. There's not enough words or parchment to convey the depth of my affection for you, my friend. And even if there were, there is not enough. But I hope my dying act has proven it, nonetheless. You will see what I mean soon. Remember me with joy, not sadness. Recall our long talking, giggling. Remember me as my best self, or fabricate her and remember that instead. Terrence knows where I am now, and I'm sure he is willing to tell you how to get there one day. I hope, no, pray, that you will ask and heed his words. Goodbye, sister. Muriel.
All right, so I'm going to have you make a performance check with advantage. Mara, you're going to make a insight with perception at disadvantage.
Double fours, but I'm going to add inspiration.
13.
I rolled a 13 as well.
All right, so it ties. So
if it meets, it beats.
It meets, it beats. At this point, Dark Mara now exactly resembles normal Mara, and you watch as this figure just drops to her knees and begins to sob.
I drop to my knees next to her and I wrap my arms around her. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let it out. Let it out. I'm here. I'm here. Oh, dear heart, I'm never leaving you. I'm here.
I think with everything that has happened, like with Dark Mara finally being gone and everything, that probably would have like put Mara like into a little bit of shock, and she probably would have just like passed out, basically.
I like it. I agree.
Just like fell on her face, basically.
Yeah.
Practical catcher.
So, well, yeah, with her holding onto the hammer, you feel as her grip leaves the hammer, body begins to fall. You're able to just kind of scoop her into your arm lay her down gently. And that's where we will end tonight's session.
Just to, so that means combat's over.
Combat is over.
I about need a cigarette after this fight.
For the record, there is no.
Terrence,
For the record,
Terrence
there
takes a
water
very
coming in,
deep
right?
breath and quickly walks up the stairs and back up on top of the deck to get his armor and everything. He's not going to say anything to anybody. He's not going to do anything. He just walks away.
Okay.
This is going to run up to Mara and start like just like the pulling out his herbs and like smelling salts under that she's breathing and blah blah blah.
Okay.
Muriel just very politely crumples into a heap against the wall of the ship. Her head is splitting and her hands are shaking, and there's a little bit of blood starting to trickle out of her nose and out of her tear ducts.
After Raja sets Mara down, he's going to check on Muriel.
I'm fine. Tend to Mara.
Albus has Mara. You don't look all that fine.
I don't feel good. I don't feel good at all.
All right, let's get you up to Terrence, and he can heal you.
All right. That's where we will end tonight. Hey, if you joined us on Twitch tonight, which it looks like we at least had some folks, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great week. Next week is Thanksgiving, so let's talk that. Actually, just be watching for announcements. We'll put something out. We'll kind of figure out if we're going to have a session next week at all. We might just take Thanksgiving off. Obviously, it won't be on Thanksgiving, but we might try to figure out something from there. Thank you for watching. Have a great night and a great week.
Bye-bye.
Good night.